AUKUS, of course, is an acronym for the Trilateral Security Partnership between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. And there are two pillars: defence, and then in the first, a conventionally armed nuclear-powered submarine fleet for Australia, supported by the UK and the USA. And the second pillar is a cooperation in advanced capability, including AI. As a trustee of Policy Exchange, I can say that we coined the term Indo-Pacific as opposed to Asia-Pacific, as it used to be referred to. And with the UK's renewed policy focus in the Indo-Pacific, I think it's very timely. We've joined CTPPP. I believe we should also join Quad with India, the USA, Japan, and Australia, making it Quad Plus circling the world. Would the Noble Lord the Minister agree with this? That would enhance our membership of NATO, and Five Eyes, our security would be greatly enhanced. But, and this is the but which I'll come to later, we should be spending 3% of GDP on defence. Our armed forces, the Army, the Navy, Air Force, are far too small in numbers of people, and I say this as a proud honorary group captain in 601 Squadron in the RAF. The Prime Minister Rishi Sunak assured us in March 2023 that an additional £5 billion would be provided by the MOD for the AUKUS programme, and the sustained funding would be provided. Could the Noble Lord the Minister confirm that this is happening? The government have also said that this would create thousands of jobs here in the UK and, of course, in Australia. Gideon Rachman wrote an excellent article in the FT in February this year, and I quote, he said, "China's repeatedly attacked AUKUS as dangerous and confrontational. Shortly after it was launched, Boris Johnson, Britain's Prime Minister at the time, gleefully lampooned the raucous caucus from the anti-AUKUS caucus." And Gideon Rachman concluded his article by saying, "The pact is ultimately a statement of resolve and long-term commitment. It's based on a shared perception of the growing strategic threat from China and Russia as they work together to overturn the current international order. That perception seems more pressing and valid than ever." And he said that in February, and it is truer than ever now. And of course, Lord Risby, the Noble Lord Risby, who led a debate on AUKUS in February this year, referred to AUKUS as a technology accelerator. And I think that is fantastic, because there's huge potential in enhancing our security, but also powering ahead with our innovation and research and development capabilities, all things that this country has always been fantastic at. When I was president of the CBI, one of my priorities was to promote government, business, and universities working together, not just in the UK, but cross-border. And as Chancellor of the University of Birmingham, I was very proud when we won 2 Queen's Anniversary Awards, and one of them was for Rolls-Royce and its work in aero engines. And we've seen time and again, when you do cross-border collaboration between 2 universities, and in Birmingham's case, say, with Punjab University in India or with Harvard University in the United States, the field-weighted impact of collaborative research is 3 times higher than if the university does it on its own. Could the government, through AUKUS, promote this cross-border collaborative university, government and business working together? With Pillar 1 of AUKUS, it of course focuses on supporting Australia to acquire its first conventionally armed nuclear-powered submarine fleet, as the Noble Lord, Lord Goldsmith said in his excellent opening speech. It does not involve the transfer of nuclear weapons to Australia. And Pillar 2 focuses on the cooperation in 8 advanced military capability areas: artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, innovation, information sharing, cyber, undersea, hypersonic and counter-hypersonic, and electronic warfare domains. And the UK-US Mutual Defence Agreement, which has been spoken about by many noble lords, established in 1958 for cooperation in nuclear materials, technology and defence. This is meant to be renewed every 10 years. It seeks to extend naval nuclear propulsion cooperation to all naval vessels. And the proposal now removes the 10-year renewal requirement for Article 3 bis, and Lord Goldsmith mentioned, allowing continuous cooperation. Now, we've been assured of the government's commitment to transparency and parliamentary accountability with national scrutiny security limits. But there are concerns over reduced parliamentary oversight with the removal of routine reviews of Article 3 bis. And this is worrying. And here's a fact that the NDA amendments would lessen routine parliamentary scrutiny. On the other hand, the United States Congress will face far more rigorous scrutiny than us over here in the UK Parliament. Does the government feel that this is a healthy position to be in? Pillar 1 focuses on Australia's acquisition of a nuclear-powered submarine fleet, leveraging UK submarine design and technology. with $3 billion allocated over 2 years. Pillar 2 emphasizes developing advanced capabilities, AI, hypersonic, quantum technology, as I said earlier, enhancing the interoperability among armed forces. And of course, the UK hosted the first AUKUS AI trial in April 2023, demonstrating this military air collaboration, which I will come to later. But concerns exist regarding US export regulations impacting cooperation. An open general license was issued for AUKUS nations as of September the 1st, 2024. And the Minister, Luke Pollard, outlined ongoing efforts with AUKUS partners to develop undersea capabilities, including launching and recovering uncrewed underwater systems from British and American submarines, integrating this into the SSN AUKUS design. The traditional NATO structure, of course, has been a deterrent to Soviet expansion. But with AUKUS members, there are huge incentives. For Australia, the concerns over China's military growth and sovereignty threats. For the UK, to deepen our ties with the United States, enhance military collaboration, expand Pacific exports. For the United States to maintain military dominance against the rising Chinese and Russian assertiveness. Australia's industry capacity constraints. There's skepticism in some quarters in Australia about AUKUS that we continue need to address. The evolution of AUKUS could yield a new form of plurilateral defense alliance addressing collaborative military capability needs, and the emphasis on flexible investments in interoperable military capabilities to adapt to geopolitical threats. And of course, this strengthens the UK's position in global security, military collaboration, and opportunities for technological advancement, military exports, particularly in the Indo-Pacific. So for over 65 years, my lords, the UK and the US have cooperated on defense nuclear issues. Established as an amendment to the post-World War II US non-proliferation law, the MDA exempts allies making significant advancements in nuclear weapons from the general ban on exchange leading to proliferation. And the three amendments, just so that we're absolutely clear, Article 4 makes naval nuclear propulsion cooperation reciprocal, allowing the UK to share technology and information with the US. Article 5 removes the expiry provisions for Article 3 bis, allowing MDA to remain in force on an enduring basis, which I've spoken about, eliminating the 10-year renewal requirement. And Article 13 ensures that the information, material, equipment shared under the MDA remains protective if terminated by either party in the future. But, my lords, no one has mentioned this. A joint nuclear skills plan aims to double apprentices in the sector, enhancing the workforce. We have a budget coming up. I do hope that the government addresses the huge flaws in our apprentice system. The apprenticeship levy, the whole needs to be reformed wholesale. Would the Minister agree with this? And also with regard to AUKUS. The review will maintain UK defence ties in the Indo-Pacific, prioritising objectives to create a deliverable defence plan supporting AUKUS. Is this a separate defence plan, or will this be apart from the SDR or part of the strategic defence review as well? And I mentioned earlier, we had a world first as the UK hosted the inaugural AUKUS AI and Autonomy trial. This exemplified the strong trilateral cooperation in AI capabilities, enhancing operational effectiveness and decision-making speed. Over 70 military and civilian defence personnel and industry contractors participated in AUKUS AI trial involving various air and ground vehicles. Milestones included live retraining of AI models in flight, immediate sharing of updated information amongst AUKUS partners, which is tremendous news. The reforms will lift export controls and potentially covering £500 million of UK defence exports annually. And the UK has issued an open general license, easing licensing requirements for advanced defence capabilities and technical data amongst AUKUS partners. And the Lord Hanna referred to this. There are discussions about expanding AUKUS to Canada, South Korea, Japan, and New Zealand. But I'm led to believe that these nations are not yet ready to proceed. Is the government encouraging this expansion? Could the Minister confirm that? And of course, US export regulations, particularly ITAR, hinder collaborative defence innovation, posing significant challenges for AUKUS. Could the Noble Lord the Minister address that issue? My Lords, I conclude that in 2019, in the debate on the NATO's 70th anniversary, I said that we should spend 3% of GDP on defence. So I said that 5 years ago, and I've been like a stuck record ever since. And the MOD is facing funding challenges. Our budget today is £54.2 billion for defence. Our spending on defence was higher in real terms in 2010 at £57 billion than it is today at £54 billion. And in 2010, there was that golden era of our Chinese relationships. There was no threat of Russia and Ukraine. There was no huge conflict going on at the moment in the Middle East that we have today. We are spending too little on defense. Our full-time armed forces number 192,760 in total, Army, Navy, and Air Force combined. And I've said this time and again, my father's army, the Central Army in India, was 350,000 strong. And in the debate on the Strategic Defence Review earlier this month, the noble and gallant Lord Stirrup said that we have a shrinking and hollowing out of our armed forces. And the noble Lord West said that money is the elephant in the room. And my lords, I concluded my speech by saying the price of freedom is not free.